Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Detroit Tigers.
A famed thinker once said, if you're not first, you're last. Spencer Torkelson yesterday hit his very first 2026 home run. Javi Baez took his very last step that was possibly in his body in getting home after a bunch of foul balls, and Kerry Carpenter looked like he gave the Tigers their first win against the Brewers this year. But the Brewers battled until the very last out against Kenley Jansen, who stranded the bases loaded. And so the gentleman who is first in the Cy Young voting the last 2 years tries to take the last game against the Milwaukee Brewers. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is presented by Bet365. And not for the first time, not for the last time. Jason Benetti, Dan Petrie, Johnny Kane. In a moment, we're going to talk about Skubal. We always do when he's starting, but the offense last night started to cook.
Yeah, there were some nice things that have been brewing, but also some big hits and big swings in last night's game. Starting with Spencer Torkelson. I mean, a big one. He comes to the ballpark every day saying, when am I going to hit that first home run? Well, last night was that night. He got that sinker, pulled his hands in nicely, drilled it right over the bullpen out there in left center. Biggest thing that was about that, he gets to hug his best friend Riley Green. And Riley Green, talking about hot, last 14 games hitting .356. His average is up to .276. So right in the middle of that order, he's getting on base for some of those other big swings, and that's always important. And Kerry Carpenter ties Dylan Dingler for the home run lead, and you've got that trifecta of three hitters, Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter. That's a tough spot for any pitcher to be able to navigate. So those guys heat up like the weather, tough for any pitcher.
Yeah, we'll tell you how rare it is for all of them to do what they did last night together in game. But Johnny Kane has more on Tarik Skubal and his routine in between his starts. He'll take on Brandon Sproat for first pitch around the corner. But Johnny's got one more thing for you after this.
This spring, start something new.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. By McDonald's of Michigan, grab a $5 McChicken meal today. And by Rally House Michigan, it's your city, it's your house. It's the Rally House. Milwaukee put up 12 on Tuesday. The Tigers in a 5-2 win yesterday, and it's Scoop Day here at the ballpark. He's on the hill. Johnny Kane is on the case for one more thing. JK?
That's right. Well, everybody loves Scoop Day, but the bottom line is we got to wait till every fifth day to get there. And every pitcher has his own routine about what he goes through during those 4 days off. And in catching up with Tarik Skubal, as much as he tinkers and tweaks his mechanics on those off days, when it comes to game day, think less, get into a flow, and let everything happen naturally.
Really 2 days that I try to work on, really try to work on things, because the other 2 days I try to keep them relatively light to let my body recover. But on bullpen days and day before my starts, there's some stuff that I think about when I'm playing catch, mechanic-wise, that I want to feel. And on the day I go, I'm not really trying to do a whole lot of that. They're very simple cues that I'm trying to go, out there, because I'm just trying to go out there and compete. I don't really want to think about my mechanics on the day I'm going, and the less I'm thinking on the day I'm going, the better.
All right, so the lefty's going to have an opportunity against, obviously, a contact prevalent team like the Milwaukee Brewers, who'll try to keep those guys off balance today as the Tigers look for the win here in the rubber match. When we come back, Dan Petrie and Jason Benetti will break down today's pitching match. It's going to be a good one here on a Thursday afternoon in downtown Detroit.
In 1776, America made a promise. In 1941, we proved.
Takes the mound.
He's really taken this league by storm.
Swing and a miss. Tarik takes care of business.
You think this guy's scared? No, sir.
He did. He didn't want to. That's puppeteering.
Forget about it. You're going to look stupid.
You got no chance.
Off with his head.
It is absolute dominance.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law, and just the second time all year that Tarek Skubal is on the hill here at Comerica Park. The fans deserve more Skubal at Comerica Park. Watch with your windows open. It's a perfect day to do it.
It is. It's ideal, and Tarek Skubal likes pitching in this ballpark too.
Of course he does. Home sweet home. Our wall side windows starting pitcher, Tarek Skubal. The one start at home against Miami, 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 2 hits. One of his best starts of the year.
It was, and Tarek went into that last start in Boston. He wasn't happy with his changeup, but in typical fashion, he went to work and problem solved. Look at these pitches. These things are unhittable. In that game in Boston, he had 10 strikeouts, 5 of them coming on the changeup. I know we talk about that changeup all the time, but sometimes you think that it's just automatic, and a lot of times it isn't. You've got, and in certain circumstances where you're in a rut and you can't throw it the way you want to. Well, he got busy on it, and if he can take that same changeup into today's game, he'll be just fine.
He throws it about a quarter of the time. His first pitch of the ball game, as per usual, is a fastball. It's to Lockridge, and we are underway as the Tigers look for yet another series victory here at home. The Tigers are the best home team in Major League Baseball at 9-2 this year, and that is doubly interesting considering Tarek Skubal's only making his second home start out of 12 home games, and the Tigers have been almost unbeatable here.
And Tarek as well, 20-2 since 2024, then 9-1 last year. So not only are the Tigers playing good here, Tarek Skubal just is a big part of that.
You take out that start in Helsinki against Minnesota, he's given up 3 earned runs all year outside of that. And there is that changeup, and it's got fangs to start the day. A strut around the mound. And not very splendid for Lockridge to start the game.
And what does he do? He comes out and starts pouring the fastball right in there at good high velocity, and then you got to protect against him. And then what does he do? Drops in that changeup, and that'll show you all the swings and misses.
Yeah, against Lockridge, that StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. I mean, that's a lot of swings and misses on changeups for him, and this one's one of the best.
And that's the thing, like, it's just, we always take it for granted, like he's going to walk out there and have that great changeup every time, but sometimes he don't.
Well, here's the thing, that number of swings and misses on the changeup for Lockridge leads the team for a right-hander against lefties since last year. And they have a couple of their best changeup hitters who are injured. So you would imagine Skubal is going to utilize that to great success. He's got a fastball as well. Heat to the attic. He hasn't thrown a ball yet, and he's got 2 strikeouts.
Well, I mean, he's given everybody a chance. He's trying to, throw fastballs here. I'm not going to throw changeup until I need it. I'm going to come right after you until you prove to me otherwise. So plenty of 4-seam fastballs don't say, hey, give me a fastball. He is.
The first ball of the game comes to Contreras. It was 7 pitches to 2 strikeouts for Skubal. To Milwaukee in those blue jerseys for the Brewers today. Now he pumps in a fastball, 1-1. Tarek Skubal on days like this is what artificial intelligence dreams to be. Just put him out there. He does exactly what you ask, and there's just no fooling around. Chopper to third, some contact. McGonigal to first, and on the exchange, Torque dropped it. So it is an out over at first base. It's given by Dexter Kelly, the umpire. Tarek Skubal in the left lane and cruising on a sunny Thursday. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Weighted runs created plus is your overall offensive production. League average is 100. This is against right-handed pitchers this year. You see what the Tigers lefties have done. They've had a lot of runway, a lot of ramp to do it with all the right-handed starters to open the year. And they'll face Brandon Sproat, formerly the New York Mets property, and then a deal for Freddie Peralta brought him over in January. He likes the East-West. He's a sinker, cutter, sweeper sort of guy, Dan.
Yeah, he is, and he'll mix in that changeup to left-handed hitters. Coming off a really good start his last time out. 6 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits. Just making his 7th major league start. Still in search of that first win.
He's only thrown 37 2/3 worth with a cup of coffee for the Mets last year, and then Milwaukee this season. As Kevin McGonigal braces for a curveball, it's 1-2 for Kevin.
See if he can build on that last start. Got off to that rough start, but you'd look at him and he's got good stuff, just like any young pitcher. It's just, can he command it and throw enough strikes?
McGonigal wants it to left. That's a base hit into foul territory on the bounce. He's on his way to second. He is in there with some energy to open the offense and some dirt on the jersey.
Boy, another good start. Tries to get this fastball by him. He fights it off right down that left field line. Lockridge slips just a little bit in that dirt over there in left field. And then if this ball isn't cut off by Joey Ortiz, this might be a little bit close at second base. A good start for the Tigers.
To your point about Sproat, his first start of the year came against the White Sox, and the first inning immediately was a problem. His first inning of the season, he walked 2 guys to start that game against the White Sox. It was Chase Maedroth and Munetaka Murakami, who now has a homer in 5 straight games for Chicago, but it led to a grand slam 4 batters into his season for Colson Montgomery against Sproat. So see if the Tigers can do something similar here. Torres to third, David Hamilton for out number 1, and we'll give you the Milwaukee defense, including the speedy Lockridge out there in left, then Perkins and Matos. Hamilton, Ortiz, Turang, and Rengifo, and Gary Sanchez back behind the plate. You see the caught stealing percentage. He doesn't have the dish a whole lot for Milwaukee, generally DHing. We'll see what the Tigers can do with that. Here's Colt Keith. Ball 1. Colt has had a marvelous series so far, coming in early in the game yesterday. Jahmai Jones had one of the oddest days you'll see for a position player. By the 3rd inning, he knew that his time card had already been punched.
And AJ kind of spelled it out too, just with that opener. He just said, you know what, Colt Keith will be ready possibly as early as that second at bat, and it just held true.
Keith to second, Turang to first, McGonigal to third, and Riley Green will bat here in the first with a runner at third.
And this is where Riley Green has been coming up big this last couple of weeks in this position right here, just saying, you know what, I'm going to try to shorten things up a little bit, situational hitting, get on the board first, see if he can't come up with a big 2-out base hit to score McGonigal.
See how they pitch him here. It's been a lot of fastballs for Riley Green, not only this year, but specifically in this series. And a first pitch curveball. He lofts deep out there, and that ball finds its way out for Riley Green. That thing carried to left center field, and it is 2-0 Tigers. In a season where it's felt like the ball hasn't carried a whole lot, that ball had a whole lot of mustard on it, and it's 2-0.
You know how hard Riley Green can hit the ball. 108 off the bat. This was not that bad of a pitch. And you saw Perkins out there just give up, just saying, man, that thing is out of here.
Right side base knock for Dingler. So it's not a grand slam, but it's very similar to the start for Sprode to open the year.
But look what this curveball is. It's down. Look at Riley stay right on it. And you just talk about that pitch that's down in the strike zone. He can finally get underneath it to launch it a little bit. And then Perkins out there, he just doesn't even get to the warning track. He goes, that thing's out of here.
That ball was torched by Riley Green, and that might not be a strike.
But just that instead of those fastballs up, he can finally get underneath to launch something. He's been taking those really good swings on those fastballs up and getting up to them and staying nice and level to get the doubles and the singles.
Tigers are 11-1 this year with a homer. 11-1.
Yeah, their record, I know when they score first, is very good too.
Some shock value here for Sprode now.
This is a lot of it too, just like, well, when the Tigers went up against Miami and Alcantara and Dingler hit the 3-run homer in the first inning, and you got Tarek Skubal on the mound. It's like if you're the Brewers, you're going, oh boy.
2-1 to Carpenter. Now you have Skubal bankrolled to the lead you're talking about after a first inning that was easy.
Yeah, like an angry Scoob.
Now on 3-1 to Carpenter, you better be careful.
See if he throws that backdoor cutter just to put a little wrinkle in it.
Went with the two-seamer. 3-2 on Carp. Time called.
Make him think a little bit longer about that. And Carey took that pitch and gets to 3-2, and that loosens up Dingler over at first base. You know, that's a pretty good pitch to hit right there. And he just says, you know what? I'll loosen him up over there, and any kind of gap shot will score him.
It's a swing and a miss on a curveball, but the inning ends. But not before Riley Green hits this 2-run homer to left center field. The Tigers are feeling good early here at home once again. Tigers starting defense brought to you by Mary Grove Awnings. It's Green, Perez, Carpenter in the outfield today. McGonigal and Baez, Torres and Torkelson, and Dylan Dingler has the plate for Tarek Skubal, who you just plug him in and he throws strikes today.
Yeah, you could just tell he's feeling it. Dylan Dingler being on base took him a while to get his gear on, and Tarek was just standing out there going, come on, let's go.
And now Skubal has to. The only thing that has gone poorly for him on the mound is Dingler's throw. There.
Dingler's like, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to do that to you.
Scoop, okay, it's all right.
We're good. 0-2 on Gary Sanchez in the 4th spot today. And yeah, he's all right. That changeup is just a dying quail off the outside corner.
This is the one that just, I mean, look how far he's going to miss this by. This looks like it's on the outside part of the plate, and you just run out of bat. I mean, look at how far. That's a big swing and miss.
The decision point comes before the downward movement of that changeup, and it's good night. Foul ball, and Gabe Morales back there looked like he caught the brunt of it. To shortstop, it's Baez, and it's out number 2.
I like when I love when Javi just catches it nice and easy and then comes over that right over the top with it. Just throws that little missile over to first base. Just take his time, get that feet planted right over the top, sing.
Blake Perkins takes a strike. He shows bunt. McGonigal comes barging in. And nothing happened. Perkins 0 for 2 in the series so far. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, the way Tarek is throwing too and how tough he is. I mean, wouldn't surprise to see some of these Brewers start laying the ball down, just trying to make something happen.
In the air, left field side. Baez is back on it. Javi makes the call. He's got the ball. And that is it. 6 up, 6 down for Skubal. Easy street.
Back here at the ballpark, Spencer Torkelson leading off. We had our first torque bomb of the season yesterday, bottom of the 4th off Chad Patrick. And just seeing his smile, guys, after the game, you know, and talking about it, he said, I just kept reminding myself, it's coming, it's coming. You know, I said, it's a tough game. You're not always going to see results, but felt like he was seeing the ball really great. He was hitting it hard, just had some bad luck. But, you know, trusting in the process. And as we joked a little bit, how this game sometimes can test your patience, but ultimately it does reward the process.
It certainly did yesterday. I mean, he stung a ball for an out in his first at bat, and then he hits the home run. And Dan, you were talking about it, that big hug at home plate with Riley Green, who was waiting for him to celebrate that first home run. And so we asked Torque, like, what'd you say to Riley? He's like, I don't remember. Oh, you know what I said? Never a doubt.
Yeah.
There it was.
Yeah.
Never a doubt.
But you're right, that first at bat where he blistered that ball to left field, and tough pitch.
Really tough sweeper.
But he blistered that ball to left field, and you know, nobody said anything to him in the dugout because he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear, you know, like, hey, good swing, hang in there, you know, keep hitting the ball hard, they'll fall. It's like, no, I need something to fall. I need to, you know, hit a home run, and very next at bat, that's exactly what happened.
And after what happened to him in 2024, being the second week of May for his first home run, and then a couple weeks later, you know, having to go back down to Toledo to have that first home run come and then hopefully spawn a number of others would be big for this lineup, which again is still 23rd in baseball in home runs this year.
Yeah.
You would expect it will grow.
I think just like a lot of the pitchers' velocity, now that the weather is warming up, you know, you're going to see a lot more home runs being hit by the Tigers also. The ball, like you talked about with Riley Green, that one really carried. There's been a few balls now that you're starting to see not knocked down right at the wall. They're continuing to carry out.
And he hit that ball well. I mean, it was 107 off the bat, 23 launch angle. That's what you want out of a home run in terms of what batters look at. But we've seen a lot of baseballs in the cold die on the vine. As this is rolled to second base, Terang is over for out number 2. Perez is the second out. And if the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this game, that's just one more run. You can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries. Hot corners coming in. Tigers have won 14 straight home games pitched by Skubal with a multi-run lead. Don't blame us. Blame the hot corner. Hot corner ain't believing superstitions.
But no, but that's why Tarek Skubal takes the mound. You know, you start seeing a few more people in those stands. You know, they're coming out to watch him, but there's a really good opportunity for the Tigers to get a win too.
Well, especially with, you know, school starting to wind down. That one gets away all the way to the backstop.
And there's a nice crowd again today too. Starting to see those outfield bleachers filled up pretty good. And a lot of people standing out in center field, that place that I love so much, out by the statues.
Check swing, he went around, says Dexter Kelly over at first base. Are you lobbying to go do a game out in the standable area by the statues there?
I've done a game out there a few years ago, not by the statues, but out in back of the bullpen.
Javi lifts this ball to left center field. Will it be no man's land? No, it will not. Lockridge makes the catch. Hot Corner is not responsible for Jinx's ex's hurt feelings. Hot Corner is human. Look out. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. Oh, Brewers total time hitting today. First inning 250, second inning 240. Number one, great note from the Hot Corner. Number two, nice to see Hot Corner has calmed down a little bit from Irate Corner.
There's plenty of time left.
Yeah. And now we have shoeless Tarek Skubal. He's already got 6 men out. All we need is 2 more.
Is a Brewer time hitting, does it get stopped with a delay like this? Or does it continually run?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Hot Corner.
We'll have to ask Hot Corner.
They're talking to the screen again. Up, there are 2 spikes that are on feet. Tarek's ready. And the 0-1 pitch is hit in the air to the right side. Kerry Carpenter makes the catch, and now hopefully not an interactive message from Figer Law that talks to us.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
With Johnny Kane, Dan Petrie, with Hot Corner, I'm Jason Benetti, our entire crew. So glad to join you for day baseball from Comerica Park. Just what we needed, another character on this show.
I don't know, it's got us smiling
That's
and feeling really good.
No, Hot Corner. Hot Corner being human is a special bonus.
Yeah, see, it's nice to know that Hot Corner's human, not just AI, you know.
No, it's a human touch. Tarek Skubal blitzes Ortiz. Strikeout number 4 for Scoob.
Well, again, just climbing that ladder with that 4-seam fastball, and very tough to lay off when it's right in front of your eyes.
Now Hamilton, who's got 4 hits in this series. McGonigal playing in at third for a possible bunt. Get all the bunts out of the way in like the 3rd inning, just in case it's a no-hitter late, so we don't have to have that conversation.
I just love this, though, just sticking his nose right in there.
Hamilton to right field and playable. Carpenter makes the catch. 9 up, 9 down. Total running time. 7:54.
Getting faster by inning.
2-0 your score. Tigers with the lead over the Brewers. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Casey Mize threw brilliantly yesterday. He's kind enough to join us from downstairs in the dugout. Casey, how are you?
Doing well. Yeah, enjoying this game so far.
Yeah, rightfully so. What felt best for you yesterday?
Singular pitch, I guess, would be slider. You know, got some good swing and miss on it to some righties and dropped it in there for called strikes to lefties. So, yeah, it was a big part of the game yesterday.
You know, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you is it really seemed to be a big pitch for you at Fenway Park, but yesterday even more so because you ended up throwing more than any other pitch. So is that something by design or just kind of the way you game planned it?
Yeah, coming into the game plan, you know, we knew we were going to have to mix pretty well. And then they kind of showed me early that, you know, it seemed like the splitter wasn't going to be a pitch that I was going to be able to throw as much as I did in Boston. And I kind of just ran with throwing the slider, and it was getting me some good results, so I kind of just kept it rolling.
Isn't that a nice thing when you don't have to lean on your splitter or one particular pitch so much when you do have that slider? Did you know it right in the bullpen when you were warming up, like, hey, I got a good one tonight?
Yeah, I felt good about it the last few times out, you know, but I just feel good of if I don't, if they're showing me that they're kind of on the split or on the fastball or on whatever, that I have other options I can go to, and not be searching for things or having to, stick with that one game plan. I can kind of pivot when needed.
We were talking yesterday on the telecast about what you told us on the podcast, that your dad suggested the splitter to you back in the day. Do you have any origin story for your slider as well?
Yeah, a little bit. This was about.
We have a challenge here. It's our ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Do you like the challenge system, by the way?
I was thinking that too.
I do like it.
Pitch to the strike. Milwaukee has 2 challenges remaining.
I like it for the most part. I think it's meant to be there to help with egregious calls that happen. Sometimes when an umpire just, is a little bit off or whatever, we can, challenge it. But the ones where they're, a tenth of an inch or whatever, I kind of roll my eyes at that sometimes.
But only if you're wrong on it.
Correct. I like it if it helps me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ground ball to second. Terang. So you were saying about the slider.
Yeah, I learned it actually like a week or two before my junior season at Auburn. Tyler Soball, he pitched in the Brave system a little bit, was like a assistant with us at the time and showed me his grip, and I called it a cutter at the time. I still call it a cutter, now sometimes, but yeah, I've been throwing that ever since then.
How quickly did you take to it?
Very quickly. Yeah, I threw it a lot. That year. My split and my cutter or slider, whatever we're calling it, I threw a ton, that year, and had a pretty good year. So yeah, I've just been rolling with it ever since.
What kind of challenges do the Brewers, pose to a starting pitcher? They play just a little bit different than a lot of teams offensively.
Yeah, they apply a lot of pressure. I 2-out walk there, yesterday, and they steal second base, and then they hit a single to score a run. That's kind of just, how they manufacture runs. So you just feel a lot of pressure with runners on base, and so that kind of pressures you into the zone a little bit more, which can lead to some mistakes at times.
This ball is falling quickly and not quickly enough. Hey, real quick, we had your shot of you kind of tossing the ball to yourself when AJ was coming out. When you see Rod start to come out, what's the first word in your mind?
I can't say that.
Let's go.
I knew that.
Casey, thank you as always.
Thanks, Casey.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Paz has the lead coming around turn 3, but the Tiger fan is trying to pass and trying to use the outside, and we'll find out what happened later.
I thought he was getting ready to cut him off.
Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our action. Paz is the winner. Ball 1 from Skubal, strike 1 from Skubal to Lockridge. 9 up, 9 down for Tarek to open the ball game against Milwaukee. This is an offense that has the 4th best on-base percentage as a group in Major League Baseball, and you heard Casey talk about it. It was a walk at the top of the card that led to their first run in the game yesterday. Yeah, and you saw it at the time too. He was just not happy with himself. It was a leadoff walk too. We didn't get to ask Casey about fatherhood, being a dad. It was an awfully quick inning. Yeah. Well, you know what? After he pitches another strong game his next time out in, what would that be, Atlanta? Back home. Ooh, swing and a miss, strike 3. Scoob is in a great mood and also not a great mood if you're Milwaukee. Well, just again coming right after him with those fastballs. Again, he's saying, I'm giving you a chance. Oh, so nice. And then as soon as they start swinging at that, he's going to start dropping in that changeup a little bit more. You heard Casey Mize talk about it as well, though. If the Brewers aren't going to give him that splitter, right, if that's not going to be a major weapon against this lineup, you have to abort mission and go elsewhere. He did with the slider cutter yesterday, and Skubal has seen the fastball as something he can ride to this point. We'll see if they adjust. Back to the fastball, but this time the 2-seam fastball, the sinker that moves more than the 4-seamer. Just trying to be a little bit more unpredictable. You've seen his percentages kind of shift a little bit from last year. A few less changeups, a few more 4-seamers than sinkers.
You figure that, hey, I'm successful one way. Why don't I just stay the same way? Well, you know what? He's less predictable now. Everybody keeps them on their toes. Never can get comfortable.
That's not how this league works.
Yeah.
No matter how superhuman you are, if you have patterns, people will exploit them. 2-2 on Terang.
Boy, it seems like Terang is just shortening up that stroke. Not trying to take too big, just cutting down with those 2 strikes, just trying to put the ball in play somehow.
He does, and a bouncing ball to second. Gleyber Torres. That's 11 in a row to open the game for Scooble. And now we get a message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Easy Pine customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease an F-150 XLT for only $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Now Contreras, who has slugged over .520 against the fastball this year as an individual pitch, and sometimes that could be overbroad, but he does see a changeup first.
After seeing a good steady diet of fastballs the last time. And some of that slug could be against fastballs that are not quite the same as Tarik Skubal's fastball. I just like how he throws a bad changeup. Not happy with it. You know what? I'm going to force myself to make an adjustment right away. Comes right back and drops a strike in.
That's wide of third and foul. It's 1-2 on Contreras. Two-time All-Star William Contreras, 5 years younger than his brother Wilson, who he went to camps with. He was around baseball because of his older brother. There's also a third brother, Wilmer, as well in the Contreras family.
You say you wonder if William called Wilson and said, hey, you got a little scouting report? I'm sure he did. Just to say, hey, you know, just saw the last start. What do you got for me?
Two and two.
Even Contreras, you can see, just shorten it up, just trying to do whatever he can not to strike out, being short to the fastball, short to the changeup.
He came with a sinker, and Contreras shoots it to left field. First base runner will be extra bases as Riley couldn't scoop it on the run. So Tarik Skubal cannot go 12 up, 12 down for the 13th time in his career to open a game.
But, you know, it's a good hitter right here. Those fastballs being, or the changeups off the plate, that one stayed a little bit over the middle, I think. He wanted to get it inside a little bit more, kind of swing back. But again, with that short swing, did not get out leaning on over that plate, but that short swing was just able to line that into left.
It felt like one of those days where a no-hitter was on the table.
I mean, you know what's coming. I mean, that's one of the only things like he's has left to achieve, and you know it's in the back of his mind.
So I mean, both home starts this year have felt like no-hitter alerts are going to pop up on phones, and it was one of those starts against the Marlins where it took a while for that hit to pop up. JV knows what that feeling's like a couple of times in his career. 1-1. No, sir, on the changeup. 1-2 for Sanchez.
That would be a great conversation between Tarik and Justin Verlander. All right, you know, help me get through to those later innings. I've gone 4 and 5 and, you know, right at 6 and everything. What do I do? How do I take it the rest of the way?
Right field for Sanchez. That ball is fair. Gary Sanchez tucks it in down the right field line, and the Brewers have their first run. A little carnage at second base on the slide as Javi got in there, but it's 2-1 just like that.
But Gary Sanchez again just shortening these swings up and just fists that into right field, fights off that four-seam fastball. But the last three hitters just look like it's just nice and short, trying to make some contact. These are big hitters, Contreras and Gary Sanchez, but again, they're just shortening things up, trying to just make contact.
And they have. Now Matos. First one is down to Matos, who is just 3 for 18 in his 9th game as a Brewer. He came over from San Francisco on the 30th of March. As Skubal's thrown now a 25-pitch inning, which doubles his count on the first 3. There's a long at bat to Terang, a long at bat for Contreras. And we saw the value of long at bats with Frelick last night in the 9th inning.
Yep, that's what kind of took it out of Kenley.
It was the last batter for Kenley Jansen, by the way, last night. It was going to be Burridge Smith who came in to try to close the game. If the last batter of the game, Terang, ended up being the second to last batter.
Yep, if he ends up walking or getting a hit. He was coming in to face Contreras.
1-2 to Matos. Takes a changeup. Two and two on Matos. Another lengthy affair here between Skubal and a Brewer. And it's rolled to third. McGonigal cuts it off and throws on the go to maintain the lead. 2-1 your score, but a saga of an inning for Tarek Skubal. 9.5 minutes after short change in the first 3. Journey to Comerica Park Monday, May the 4th for an epic Star Wars night. The Detroit Tigers prepare for battle against the Boston Red Sox in a Monday night clash that will echo across the galaxy. This is one showdown you won't want to miss. Visit tigers.com/tickets to learn more.
What was that noise? I like it. I like it.
Riley Green will lead off. Trying to get that run back. He has 2 in his pocket off a home run in the first. Somebody tweeted at me, Hot Corner needs to chill out. People are talking to Hot Corner. I like it. Riley takes a strike, but you saw it going to break. Tarek Skubal, a 9.5 minute inning after mowing down the Brewers in the first 3. Now the Tigers have gone relatively quiet. 7 in a row have not reached. Riley dodges that. 3 hits for his 5 batters for the Tigers today. And then Sproat has found the reins.
Staying away from that curveball that he threw to Riley. Riley looked like he was on that changeup, that last one.
He takes there. It's a high fastball. That was a fishing expedition.
Yeah, that's that one that he's worked so hard on to try to bring that down. Not swinging and missing.
And a strong take there off the changeup. That's exceptionally done by Riley Green. And it's time once again to celebrate the best, the brightest, and the lost as well. It's Tiger of the Day. It can be anybody. Spin the wheel. Who are we anointing today as Tiger of the Day? It's Red Oldham, who threw in 7 major league seasons, 15 years in the minors, but evidently he struck out
Goose Goslin.
Goose Goslin for the final out in the World Series. But evidently, I was going to say, Ty Cobb had to run on the field to wrestle the ball from him before calling in a reliever. Ty Cobb had to run on the field and literally take the ball away from him.
Take it away. But
he was a manager at the time.
But he got the final out.
Not that day. It was not that day. I was veering elsewhere, but you rightfully.
I thought he was like, no, I want that.
No, not
the
then. Not then. At some other point. But evidently, prior to Game 7 of the World Series, the grounds crew in Pittsburgh, in order to make sure the game could happen, you know, they have different ways of getting the field ready, and Heather does an amazing job here at Comerica Park. Some crossfire from Sproat.
Yes, she does.
But Heather, I assume, never did this. Burning gasoline on the infield to dry it out after heavy rain.
Yeah. Or bring the helicopters in or burning it, yeah. I thought you were talking about Ty Cobb rushing to get the ball, put it on eBay.
No, that's amazing. Are you on Cameo yet?
Day game after night game.
Yeah, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Get your rest. Throw to first. Green is back. Three-one. Got a strike. 3-2 for Dingler, who got his Gold Glove yesterday. He wasn't in the lineup, but it made the cutting room floor for us. So at some point in the telecast, we're going to show you the award ceremony for Dylan Dingler. Congratulations on his first Gold Glove of what we hope is many in his career.
Yeah, those are nice presentations. Zach McKinstry, Riley Green getting their Silver Slugger awards, and yeah, those are very good presentations. That little flip over there, trying to get an idea if Riley Green is going to take off here.
He isn't. And that's a swing and a miss on a sinker, banking inside, one away here in the fourth.
Yeah, they throw over just to see if there's any kind of little flinch. If there's a little bit of a flinch, it gives Sanchez a little bit of a heads up.
How about Carey runs into one? On the ground to shortstop. That's a lob by Ortiz. Out. Terang had to give everything to a fluttering snowflake coming down from the sky from 6-4.
Yeah, that ball is hit so hard, and I think that Terang was pulled over and had a long way to go, and then realized trying to come up to get the double play, and then threw the changeup. Pretty good looking changeup, but yeah, definitely beats Riley. Boy, good job of just securing the baseball and having to make sure he kept his foot on the bag.
Very difficult play for Terang. So 2 out, Torque the batter. Ball 1. Chant of "Let's go Tigers, let's go." Some of the kiddos here for Science Day. The rare occasion where Dan Petrie didn't speak at Science Day. Chlorides and isomers, two of your favorite subjects.
You know, my dad.
Covalent bonds.
My dad was a chemist.
Really?
Yes.
Like Walter White?
You tell?
Yes.
Took right after.
Yeah,
him.
he just followed in the family business. Ground ball to third down the old dusty trail to Hamilton. So many follow-up questions for Dan Petrie when we come back. 2-1 Tigers after 4.
The name of our firm matters to us.
Our analysts love analysts' lists. So Dan's top 3 things about Milwaukee.
Yeah, how can you ever forget your major league debut and I always got a kick out, although I didn't get a kick out of the home runs, but Bernie Brewer sliding down out of that big keg of beer that they had up in left center field and going down the slide. And then they'd hit the little mug of beer and the balloons go flying up.
And number 3,
German food.
with an exclamation mark. So your major league debut doesn't have an exclamation mark.
Well, it was
but
third,
German food.
but it was third.
Oh, so you're trying to make it feel better.
You know, so. But yeah, I mean, you go there, it's good stuff. Sauerkraut, schnitzel, pork shank.
0-2 from Scooble. You like Bernie Brewer going down that slide, though.
Well, like I said, I didn't really enjoy giving up home runs, of course, but that's when Bernie Brewer would go down that slide, and I just thought it was a nice little show.
McGonigal, first, one away. Time now for Chevy's strongest player,
Yes.
Bernie. Is that at Old County Stadium?
It is.
Yeah.
Look at the little costume right into the mug there. Now, where are the balloons? Where are the balloons? Come on.
He's got a terrible towel.
Then they had the, you know, they were the yellow and blue balloons that would come flying up like, you know, bubbles.
So, what do you think the tryout's like to get to be Bernie?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to. It's a paid position, I'm sure. You know.
Yeah, but do they give you a slide and they say, okay, we want to see how you do on a slide?
Well, no, because you got to do other things really well. But that might be the tipping point. If you can do that, then you're hired.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the final test.
Well, yeah, the ladder climb is in the morning.
You know.
And then number 2 is sliding.
Because, I mean, it's got to be hard to see in that costume.
Gotta be. And then the pause skills challenge is, can you ride a bike?
The bike. I mean, a quarter of a mile go-kart.
Yeah. 1-2 on Rengifo. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. I know Daniela loves the slide in Milwaukee. Daniela was basically the security guard for the slide.
Listen, Bernie is my arch nemesis.
2-2. It's fouled away. Why is he your arch nemesis?
It might be Bernie's security guard that's my arch nemesis, but they had me all set up to go down the slide in Milwaukee last year. That was almost exactly a year ago, actually, in Milwaukee. And not that I'm remembering it or anything, but
yeah.
And then I get over there and they're like, nope, sorry, you can't do it.
2-2 is lifted straight away. Wenzel Perez gets over there, and he and Carpenter come together needlessly. 2 down. All right, let's go back a little bit. Daniela, you did get to do this, the mini slide.
It wasn't as good as Bernie's slide, but I think it was so fun. And I'm glad I got to do it. But Bernie is still my #1 enemy.
He's on
just
your
wait
list.
till we get back to Milwaukee, Bernie. You just wait.
That was a threat.
just
Live
down
TV.
that big one. You got to be careful going down that slide. That thing.
I think I could
flying.
do it. I'm convinced I could do it.
There was a Dodgers pre and post game guy hurt himself a couple years ago.
Vesey?
Yeah, David. Yeah.
That might have been the reason they didn't want me up there, which I guess is valid. But I think it was the yes and then the hard no once we got out there.
Yeah, cracked ribs and I think a broken wrist, something like that.
Yeah, it was not good. But when you have to sign forms in triplicate to do something for live television, it's probably not a great idea. But you would have a grand time, and I think Bernie's a little worried that you might show him up, Bruce.
That's totally possible because I definitely will. And I'm going to, like I said, next year. Book it.
The ground ball to second base, and Tarek Skubal slides into the home 5th. To think there were 50 others that could have won that tryout, and these 2 were chosen.
Toyota, let's go places.
Bet365 scoreboard has it 2-1 Tigers in the bottom of the 5th, and a foul ball starts this bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be 8-9-1. Perez, Baez, and McGonigal against Brandon Sproat, who has thrown it well since a 2-run first inning. back with a curveball that time. That is the pitch Riley Green hit out. A ball that was relatively low. 1-1. Wenzel snaps at it and fouls it away.
Yeah, other than that home run by Riley and then the leadoff walk to Riley last inning, which he was able to pitch around. He's thrown the ball really well. I mean, just when you thought the Tigers were going to explode and hey, you're feeling really good with Tarek Skubal on the mound, and you still do, obviously, but just that, only that one-run lead.
Catcher Sanchez will go out. 2-2 on Wenzel. It's the previous pitch.
Yeah, that knuckle you can see, but even in his glove, when he grabbed it in his glove, he had the knuckle up, and I just look and see that was one of those things that they're really trying to watch the base coaches to keep them into the box just so you can't see and tip off the hitter.
This is a paranoid league in Major League Baseball. It's a fly ball to right field. Matos is underneath. If you can't make it out to Comerica Park, we invite you to stream the game live with a subscription to your new home for Detroit sports. It's Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365. Your subscription includes the Tigers all season long, plus the Red Wings starting this fall, subject to national exclusivities. Terms and conditions apply. Subscribe by visiting tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet or scan that QR code that was at the bottom of the screen. Strike one to Javi. He'll sear that ball to left. That's a base hit, a breaking ball that he just punched to left field. And now an opportunity to run back and forth between first and second.
That wasn't that bad of a pitch, and Javi stayed with it, that sweeper, and it's on the outside part of the plate, down and away, right where you want it, but he stayed out there and was able to hook that ball. Javi's been doing that quite a bit this year, not being so susceptible to that and swinging and missing on those.
So he's at first, where he was planted for a long while yesterday. And here's a foul ball from Kevin McGonigal. So Javi just went back and forth. He was like a ball boy at Roland Garros, right? Just back and forth from net post to net post during a long at bat for Kevin McGonigal that eventually led to Javi scoring from first. And now foul ball theater begins again, over and over and over again. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. And Javi's like, I can't do this much more. And he didn't have to, because eventually he came home and used everything in the tank.
It was watching him run those bases, getting to third base and just being out of gas.
See how long Kevin stays up here this time. We're right back at it. 2 foul balls and then ball 1. It's 1-2 on McGonigal. Go to first. Kevin hits it high in the air, back of second base. That's a long way to go for Ortiz, and eventually here comes Perkins in the outfield, and they will get a second out over at first base. Javi was off the bag thinking it was going to land, and he is thrown out at first for a double play.
Yeah, it just looked like this might have been dropping. Tried to get more than halfway, and there's no way you could scramble back to first.
Ready.
Comerica Bank game summary is our story so far. Tarek Skubal has been dominant with the exception of a couple of doubles.
Yeah, just again throwing a lot of fastballs, just came out of the gate hot. Throwing 50% four-seam fastballs, and just when he thought maybe they might be catching up to that, he'd drop in that changeup as he always does, moving along quickly.
Here's a bunt third base side, and that's going to be a bunt for a base hit for Hamilton, who just jabbed it down the third base line to lead off the 6th inning.
You know, you figure that it's going to come, and they don't care if Kevin McGonigal is in as close as they can get. They're still going to try it. Nice technique, Dettons it, and then he just knows that he has to get rid of this ball quickly, and just glances right off of his glove.
Hamilton can fly. He's an outstanding base runner. Tarek Skubal is a phenomenal controller of the run game.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing before the game. He's allowed just 7 stolen bases in the last 3 years. Just like walks, he hates walking people. Well, he hates people stealing the base and getting that free 90 feet.
It's a bunt from Lockridge down the first base line. Torg not in time. Back-to-back bunt hits for Milwaukee.
Well, you know what? If you can't beat them, you know, hitting the baseball, you just got to put that ball in play, trying to make something happen, and that's exactly what has happened in these 2 plays to start off this inning.
2 on for Terang. He swings at the first one. Torque is up to get it. They'll get 1 at second base, and that's all. That's an outstanding play from Spencer Torkelson to cut down one of these runners.
Boy, Bryce Terang, he knew that the corners were in too. Both of them had to protect against the bunt. Both of them are right in there, and that might have been trouble if Torque doesn't get up. Maybe Gleyber Torres is able to get over there, but look at where he is on that grass. And then nobody can get over there at first base, and Javi just saying, you know what, I'll see if I can nab Hamilton over there.
Here's Contreras. Lead on the line here. First one is ball 1. A couple days ago, CBS did a story on bunt attempts being just a little bit up this year. It's like 1.5% bunts per balls in play in Major League Baseball, but Milwaukee is a big piece of the bunting across the league. So as of a few days ago, it was 109.5 plate appearances per bunt attempt across the league. So you get a bunt every 109 trips to the plate. Milwaukee just did it back-to-back batters against Skubal to open the 6th. There's another one shown.
I just think back to last, what was it, September with the Guardians.
Cleveland, yeah.
And that's exactly what they did with Tarek Skubal in that game. You know, an offense that was known not to score a lot of runs, and they just bunted Tarek Skubal all game long.
To third, McGonigal. Torres, double play, and a big one.
We haven't seen a whole lot of those primal screams from Tarek Skubal, but we just got one in that winning. Boy, first and third on a couple of bunts, and he's somehow able to get that ground ball to get that big double play.
On 3-0, by the way.
And a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Nothing stops Ram.
Or, well-qualified current FCA employee lessees can lease select 2026 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock for $325 a month with $325 due at signing and no down payments. See your Metro Detroit Ram dealers.
Time for the call, Sam. Best call on 3-0 here. Dan, a double play.
You know what? You don't get too many opportunities like that. And he got just the pitch that he wanted, but was maybe a little bit anxious, trying to do too much, and hit that perfect ground ball right to Kevin McGonigal, right around the horn to get Tarek Skubal out of that jam.
It wipes away 2 bunt singles in the inning, and I agree with you. It's a fastball that's in the fun zone.
Yes.
So you might as well but it does evacuate Skubal from the most dangerous situation he's been in today.
I mean, I've always told you that I loved it when anybody swung 3-0. I loved it. And, you know, but that's the only chance that you have, really, to know exactly what Tarik Skubal's going to throw. If it's 3-0, you don't think he's going to drop in a slider or a changeup. So I got an opportunity to come up with a big hit. It's your number 3 hitter. You take a shot with that, because at 3-1, you have no idea what you're going to get.
Up the middle towards shortstop. That's Ortiz behind the bag for out number 1. At the end of each month on our telecast, the pregame show, we're going to have an award show. It's the Metro Detroit Ram Dealers Midi Awards for all sorts of things that happen. And Joe Posnanski, the baseball writer, will be thrilled. This is the Midi Award for Best Houdini Act. In April, Joe wrote a book. He's a great baseball writer, loves the game, also wrote a book about Harry Houdini many years ago. There was an entire section about people using the word Houdini in telecasts and in writing and all of that, meaning escape. So we'll just feed the beast.
In the history of Harry Houdini in Detroit, right?
Yeah. They have the museum in Scranton. There's a Houdini museum in case you or I get sent down to AAA.
I remember the movie. I think Tony Curtis starred as Harry Houdini.
Did you like the movie?
I did. I did.
How does it compare to Short Circuit?
Well, that's next on my list, right after I sign up for Cameo.
Nice. People are going to look for you on Cameo. 2-1 from Sprode. It's in there to Keith. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's probably spelled different. I wouldn't find it. It's probably spelled with a K or something, just to throw me off.
No, it's spelled like normal.
Is it?
You can find it. We'll do it on the plane.
Okay.
2-2 from Sprode to Keith. It's upstairs. 3-2 for Colt. Sprode has been all over the strike zone for the most part in this game. He's only walked 1. That fades outside. It's ball 4 on a curveball. Riley Green is next. He's been on twice. He's homered once. And we get a Bet365 odds update. It's 1.5 hits right now. A hit gets him over. A non-hit keeps him under. Ashby was up and loosening in the Milwaukee bullpen. Aaron Ashby during the previous inning. And with Riley Green on the way up, you would imagine the left-hander is coming in. Ashby will enter for the 2nd time in the series with a 2-1 Tigers lead in the 6th in the rubber match. Kraft. 2-1 Tigers with the lead. Bottom of the 6th inning, and the new pitcher for Milwaukee is Aaron Ashby. Here is how Milwaukee has pitched Riley Green in the series. The fastballs he's seen, it's 20 out of 30 coming into today, but his home run in the 1st inning was an early curveball in a sequence, and that's what has given the Tigers the lead, Dan.
Yeah, this is a whole different scenario here. Left on left, and Riley Green just has been so good at staying on there. But Ashby, boy, I mean, really good upper 90s fastball, good slider to the lefties.
So the curveball he throws has a whiff rate of over 70% for the year.
And he came in and pitched a scoreless 7th, threw a lot of pitches, 27 pitches in that game on Tuesday. Walked a couple, but did strike out a couple.
That's the slider, and it's 2-0 for Riley Green.
And you know, Sprott wanted to stay in that game, but Pat Murphy had no chance. You know, after the walk to Cole Keith and Riley Green already hitting a home run and a walk, saying, I can't let you see him for that 3rd time, especially when you got an arm like Ashby coming out of that bullpen.
Ashby is behind 2-0, and Riley takes a good fastball. I mean, but 3/4 of the time somebody swings at the curveball, they miss. That is a ridiculous rate to start the year for Ashby. Back to the fastball, 2-2. Clearly the scouting report is in neon for Riley Green for them.
I know, and you just keep waiting. Okay, when is that slider? When is that curveball going to be dropped in there? And he's been able to fight off those left-on-left fastballs. He gets that other sinker, shoot it back up the middle.
He watches the slider there. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you're going to have to throw it a little bit close to tempt Riley.
A lot of fastballs. Three and 2 again. In the air, left side, down for a base hit. Colt's on his way to third. Colt is into third. Runners at first and third, and Riley survives and thrives left on left.
There it is again. He's been doing such a great job left on left. If you leave that fastball up a little bit, he's shooting it right back up the middle or the other way. Almost the same trajectory as his home run back in the first inning. Another couple of hits for Riley Green. He continues to stay hot.
You might have to change the scout on him across the league now. He's done it enough in this series and recently that the high fastball isn't the neutralizer that it was at the end of last season.
No, and I don't know. I know he worked really hard on that in the offseason, laying off those pitches, but you wonder if the ABS system has helped a little bit just in making them. You know, that strike is not getting called as often up there, you know, and he can always challenge it, so he's laying off those high pitches a little bit more, too, not swinging through them.
It's a great point, Dan. I've had multiple managers tell me this year that the upper part of the zone is just the most different part of the strike zone now because of ABS.
Yeah. And I know, you know, I don't think Riley went into it knowing that ABS might help him, but he just set his sights into laying off that pitch. And it just does him so much good with that uppercut swing that he has to force somebody coming down.
Dingler takes ball 1. Kerry Carpenter would be next, but that could be a Jahmai Jones, a Matt Vierling pinch hit. We'll see. Depends on the situation. Tigers up 2-1, trying to add on. Clipped foul at the plate. Dylan, you look at the splits versus lefties versus righties versus pitch types. He has basically hit the whole buffet this first month of the season.
I think he's another one that just has the really good approach about trying to take that ball up the middle.
Right there, slowly hit to second base. Ortiz on the turn, not in time. The speedy catcher beats it out. It's 3-1 Tigers.
Dylan Dingler showing his athleticism again. He did it all at Fenway Park, too. He runs well, and ball not hit quite hard enough, just slow to develop. But Dylan Dingler was moving down that line, and he can sniff it too, saying, I got to beat this out to get that run. Puts that head down. Look at him chug away, getting down that line.
You don't want to be a salmon if that's a polar bear running at you like that. No interest, thank you very much. Matt Vierling's going to pinch hit for Carpenter. Nothing really Terang could do there. You said it, Dan. It was softly hit enough that turning that would have been extremely difficult.
Yeah. It just had to wait and wait and wait for the ball. Can't really charge it. You'll be flipping the ball back to second base backwards.
Strike one to Matty V. So Tigers grant Skubal that 2-run lead back that they held from the first to the top of the fourth.
You know, and giving the Brewers a little bit of taste of their own medicine, manufacturing that run too, just starting it off with a Colt Keith walk, and then first and third just taking that really good base running that the Tigers are known for. And Colt Keith has that good speed also, first and thirding. And then just a nice little keep it in play, put it in play.
Well, look, it's Gibby's day at the ballpark. You figure he's got to love that. I mean, the way he loves base running and creating runs, it's a perfect way to score.
Yes. And you're exactly right that he loves to play that game hard, and base running was a big part of his game and intimidation on the base pass.
Two and two on Veerling. Sunny day for a series win for somebody. Tigers are up 3-1 in the rubber match on this Thursday. In the dirt, snap throw is not in time. So Johnny Kane was chatting with Gibby before the game, but Gibby was also catching up with Tigers' new rookie, Kevin McGonigal, downstairs.
That had to be a nice conversation. Just Gibby just quizzing him. What's he think about? What do you think about when you're at the plate?
3-2 is ball four. Veerling takes a walk, Dingler to second base, and Johnny Kane joins us.
Yeah, well, what was cool, guys, you saw obviously the exchange with McGonigal, but then Torque came over and Kerry Carpenter came over, and just watching the guys, they shake hands, stop in the tracks, and just sit there and listen a little bit because, you know, it's no surprise to anybody, obviously, in the building, but just the knowledge that Gibby has, and with it being April the 23rd, honoring Gibby's day here, the 23rd of the month, just special stuff because of, you know, what he represents in the game of baseball, and then, of course, with his Parkinson's wellness, you know, the new center that's there, and just good to see him out here at the ballpark, but nice to see the younger guys that may not quite remember what he was able to do back in the day still acting like sponges being around him.
All you got to do is watch one video of him playing the game and you know what he's about. New pitcher coming in for Milwaukee. Grant Anderson was loosening. He'll get torque when we come back. Our Wallside Windows pitching change is Grant Anderson, who has a proclivity for sweepers against right-handers. Dan?
He sure does, and he came in a tough situation on Tuesday at the bases loaded, nobody out, was able to induce a double play, and I think that's exactly where he is now, just with a couple of base runners on. Pat Murphy trusts him to get out of this inning.
2 on, 2 out for Torkelson. Feeds in a strike on a breaking ball. Remember, Torque in May of 24 hit his first home run against the Astros. The next night he hit a game-winning homer against the Marlins. That fades. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He had a couple of different fastballs also, you know, the four-seam and the sinker.
But that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe throw a changeup every now and then to a lefty.
1-1. Same pitch as the first one, 1-2.
Just kind of backed up. And Torque is looking out over that plate, trying to catch that sweeper, and kind of just buckled him a little bit.
1-2. That's a good one. And that's the end of the inning. Tigers pick up a run, though. It's 3-1 at the end of 6 on the Bet365 scoreboard.
A car crash happens in an instant.
Yeah, don't look, Mrs. Anderson. He skipped school for his first Tigers game. Don't look. Don't look. No, don't. No, now everybody's going to know.
Disguise.
Yeah, that's right. Brett Hitman Hart. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Tarek Skubal, first pitch strikes, peppering the zone.
Yeah, that's what he normally does. 67% first pitch strikes. 75% strikes overall, just coming right after you. This is vintage Tarek Skubal.
His first pitch here is yet another first pitch strike. And he's ahead of Gary Sanchez, who doubled in the lone run for Milwaukee. The Tigers starters have been pressed into pretty lengthy duty compared to the rest of the league so far this year. That changeup falls away. It's 0-2.
And really, that's so good to see. And I think they're all taking it upon themselves to go deeper into games. And as a group, they're so close, and I think they push each other to do exactly that. How do I continue to get deeper into games? And a lot of it has to do with this example of that guy right there. Lots of first pitch strikes and strikes overall.
And you're in this stretch where you don't have an off day until next Monday, so you do have to look to the starters a little bit more, unless you want to cycle guys in and out of the bullpen. It's early to do that. 2-2. Comes inside. You saw the defensive changes, by the way. Matt Beerling into center, Wencel Perez to right.
And they will. They'll get to those times where they'll have a bullpen game, or they'll not maybe skip somebody, but use that off day to get on that six-man rotation, 6 day.
You have to use whatever the schedule affords you, right? And we've seen the Tigers do it with offensive players, where if you're going to see a lot of left-handed pitchers, you see a right-handed bat come up. Hao-Yu Lee was able to make his major league debut in part because the Tigers started to see a pocket of left-handed starting pitchers, which we thought were extinct early in the year. We thought they had gone the way of the dodo bird.
That was, yeah, what was it, 16 in a row?
18, I think,
was it
to
18?
start the year. Something like that.
Yeah.
Two and two, Skubal to Sanchez. Pitch 84. There's a fly ball, short center field, and that gets down. Off the bat, it looked like trouble, and Sanchez is on. Next giveaway of the season, Saturday, May the 2nd. Tigers and the Rangers be one of the first to the gates and receive a caricature crew neck presented by Comerica. It's a giveaway you won't want to miss. First pitch, 7:15 p.m. Go to tigers.com/giveaways for more information. That's a caricature crew neck presented by Comerica. First pitch, bunt, pop foul. It's a bunt souvenir into row like number 22 back there.
Yeah, that pitch count we were talking about, just trying to get Tarek through this inning. That pitch count is in decent enough shape to do it, but he's got to get a couple of quick outs here.
He has been exceptional at that so far today. He retired the first 11 he saw. Sanchez at first. 0-2 on Matos. And he reaches out to punch it to right field. That's exceptional work by Matos, just flinging the bat at the ball, and 2 on with nobody out for Perkins' spot.
Just a changeup, 0-2 changeup off the plate, and just high enough for Matos just to reach out and just poke it into right field. You know, sometimes that's exactly what they'll do. They'll just wait and kind of lean out over. We see Kansas City do that a lot to Tarek. They don't hit the ball very hard, but if it's up just a little bit, they the right-handers shoot that into right field.
Now a swing and a miss by Perkins, 0-1. Thought maybe you'd see them think about a bunt here.
And just the way he swung the bat was because you could see the corners charging, crashing in. It looked like he was trying to slash it right by him.
Now he squares, and he has a humdinger coming in on him. It's 0-2.
Just give him one shot, give him one pitch, and then put the bunt right back on.
Nine sack bunts this year, tied for the major league lead in the hot corner in the bottom left. And you have Perkins, who is 4 for 36 so far this year at the plate.
And the corners are still not thinking that they're going to take it off. Torque is continuing to crash. McGonigal creeping.
Check swing, he did not. 1-2. Tyler Holton has started warming up. The Brewers have double-barreled action in their bullpen. Holton got the day off yesterday. 1-2 to Perkins. Skubal hunting a strikeout. And it's a fly ball foul to the right side.
And they just keep getting that pitch count to climb. Val a couple pitches off. Over 90 now.
Most he's thrown this year is 96 2 starts ago against the Marlins. That's a take by Perkins.
Boy, I think Tarek was just thinking, ooh, boy, do we want to challenge that? I think if I'm throwing that, I'm like, how did you not swing at it?
Hey, the fastball does him in here. 2-2. It's a changeup one more time.
But just you could see that, I don't know how many hitters that is just the short, quick stroke. The big boppers, Contreras and Sanchez, and everybody else going right along with it. They're not trying to do too much with it, just nice and quick stroke.
2-2 to Perkins. Will have to wait. Skubal steps off to take a moment for himself. Line drive left field, base hit for Perkins. All the way to the warning track and the wall. One run is in. Here comes Matos. Throw to the plate is not in time. Milwaukee has tied the game on a 2-strike, 2-run double for Blake Perkins.
What an at-bat. What an at-bat for Perkins, just up there beginning to bunt on the first pitch and ends up battling, finally gets a pitch on the 7th of the series and is able to line that, shorten his stroke up and line that down the left field line to tie this ball game up and get Tarek Skubal out of the game.
He'll leave it a tie. 3-3 in the 7th. Tyler Holton will enter against the bottom of the card for Milwaukee next.
Do I hammer the...
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Tied at 3, 7th inning. This is moments ago after Tarek Skubal came off the mound. I mean, he is one of the most competitive people on the planet. And he did not finish off Perkins, so we're tied at 3. And Tyler Holton comes on. Luis Rengifo is the batter. The corners are in again for the Tigers, with 3 straight hits for Milwaukee, and the first one is in on a strike from Holton to the former Angel Rengifo. Our wall side windows pitching change to Tyler, who's gone 10 innings to a 3.60 ERA.
He last pitched on Monday, and the control was off just slightly. A couple of walks in that game. Pay attention to that cutter to the right-handers on the outside part of the plate. The perfect pitch to Rengifo to start this at-bat.
To shortstop, Baez launches the throw. Torque scoops the throw, and there's one away as we get a message from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Johnny Kane downstairs, Dan Petrie, Jason Benetti, our entire crew, and a 3-3 tie in the 7th. Tyler Holton will face the Baltimore expat Joey Ortiz. And he takes ball 1. There's that cutter, and it stays outside to the right-hander.
Just enough. You know, you don't want to, that's where he lives with that cutter on the back door to those right-handers. Doesn't want it to sneak back over on the middle, and then when he gets that cutter, he can land it. He throws that changeup down and away off of that cutter.
One's high. It's 2-0 on Ortiz. Tigers bullpen this year has a walk rate that's nearly 12%. That's in the bottom third of the league. That has been an issue in the first month of the year. It's 3-0. Milwaukee has not taken a walk in this game. (3-0) on Ortiz. He takes. It's a strike. It's 3-1. Milwaukee heads home to take on Pittsburgh in an early showdown with the upstart Pirates. We're at Texas tonight. They have a fancy getaway night game in Arlington. Always a pleasure for the travel coordinator. 3-1. Served to short and past it, diving Baez. First and third for Milwaukee. Perkins had to hold up because of where the ball was hit. So Ortiz singles, and that's 4 hits in the inning for the Brewers.
That's that cutter that stays in the middle of the plate. That's the one that just is not on the back door. You want it right on that corner, and then when it just sneaks back over, that's when Tyler gets in a little bit of trouble. I thought Javi was going to get that. He just had to just miss that.
This is a big finale early in the year. You'd like to win again at home, but this road trip is not rainbows and butterflies. Cincinnati is 16-9 and they're off today. Atlanta, it looks like they're going to be Washington. They would go to 10 over 500. These are 2 hot starters the Tigers are going to see in their home ballpark for the next 6 games in 7 days.
That's a great point about just, you want to win the series at home, especially as good as you're playing, before heading out to play 2 tough teams.
Bunt shown. It's a ball. It's 1-1 for Hamilton. First and third, 1 out. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Bet365. It was a 3-hit day the other day for Ellie De La Cruz, who's got 8 home runs. Sal Stewart has been phenomenal, and that bullpen has the best relief corps ERA in all the majors. So that is on the horizon for the Tigers. Past McGonigal, Milwaukee leads. Hamilton has hit number 6 in the series for him, and the Brewers have taken a 4-3 advantage in the 7th.
Just typical again, that short, quick swing, not trying to do too much with it, and just go right where it's pitched. Just shoot it the other way. Look at how far back that bat is, and the barrel of the bat just stays in that strike zone a long, long time. Saw that pitch real deep, but wasn't out in front of it, just stayed back and then just shot it right through those drawn-in infielders. They bring them in with the pressure of the bunt, and just able to get it right through them, right into the outfield.
So walks and hits per inning pitched measures just how much traffic you're dealing with over the course of the season. And the Tigers bullpen coming into today has the 25th best walks and hits per inning in Major League Baseball. Again, a walk rate that's 22nd, but you add the hits to that, and it's a bottom 6 traffic relief course so far this year. And we've seen the Tigers change Emmanuel De Jesus out for Birch Smith, who comes up from AAA Toledo. He was warming at the end of the game yesterday. (1-0).
Yeah, he got hot, and he's up now for any kind of right-handed hitters, that nice pocket of hitters that he might have coming up. But you'd much rather have Tyler Holton get a double play here if he possibly can.
Lockridge is fast, and he takes a strike here. It's 2-1. You know, this is kind of 2 bites at the apple here, because Skubal has to push a little bit further than maybe he normally would have, in part because the bullpen at points this year has seen games like this happen. As a 2-1, is high. It's 3-1. So another advantage count for Milwaukee.
No, and you know Tarek knew it going out into that inning. He was going to try to empty the tank as much as possible.
3-1. Strike. And we got a challenge. We do.
The batter's challenging the strike call.
It's an ABS challenge presented by Figer Law. It's either 3-2 or ball 4 to Lockridge. It's 3-2. It's a pretty solid strike as challenges go.
Say that looked really good live. That's where Tyler Holton wants to live with that cutter. Not that he doesn't throw it inside, just on the hands of the right-handed hitter, but generally he just lives out there backdooring those cutters.
On 3-2, he missed outside. It's ball 4 and the bases are loaded. First walk today for Milwaukee, and Terang is the hitter. With his bat control, this is a tough situation.
It is, and Tyler likes to throw those sweepers to left-handed hitters, and Terang showed that he can go with those.
Ground ball to first. Torque's coming home. He'll retreat to the bag and receive the return pass. Exceptional athleticism for Torque to go 3-2-3.
Man, you talk about a big pitch and a big play at the same time. Torque coming in there doesn't hesitate. He's been standing on those infield grass all game long saying, hurry up and hit it to me.
You don't see the LA area code double play very much. Figer Law, 7th inning stretch. Tigers go 3-2-3. Sportsnet is brought to you by Steel. Find your local Steel dealer at steelusa.com. And by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Tigers trailing now 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Remember the massive comeback the Tigers put on the Royals to end the last homestand, as Trevor McGill is our Wallside Windows pitching change.
Yeah, McGill was in the game on Tuesday, and he really looked sharp. Pitched a perfect inning with a strikeout. Comes at you with that good four-seam fastball. Knuckle curve combination comes right over the top. Upper 90s fastball.
There's one for a strike to Wenzel Perez. Could have been challengeable there. Popped up foul by Perez. 0-2. Tigers are 9-2 at home this year, the best home record in Major League Baseball coming into today. The first 10-2 start since you guys did it, Dan. At home, ground ball to second base, and they get him by a step. So, you know, formerly rivals in the American League, with Milwaukee jumping over to the National League. This is in interleague play specifically. 23-23, runs +4 to Milwaukee. It's a very close rivalry.
Isn't that something? You know, you play that many times and can be that close.
Did you like Old County Stadium?
Yes.
You did?
I did. And I like the new one. Like I always forget the name of what they call that now.
I think it's American Family Field.
There you go.
Now.
There you go.
Hamilton at third for out number 2. You know, it's interesting. Here are some other interleague series that are tied. Isn't it wild?
Isn't that? And you'd expect some of these. I mean, especially the Giants and Athletics.
The Marlins and White Sox, always a good game when they get together.
I mean, that Giants and that Bay series, that Bay Bridge series. Look at that, 154 games. You got to be kidding me. Exactly even.
The Dodgers and Giants, by the way, coming into this series that they're playing, are tied as well. over 1,200 wins apiece. Isn't that ridiculous?
From their times in New York all the way out to the coast.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And I joke about the Marlins and White Sox, but there are some interleague matchups that you're like, they play, huh? You know, when you signed up for interleague play, you're like, oh, Yankees, Mets, White Sox, Cubs.
Yeah.
And then, but you also get like the Jake Berger Bowl.
Tigers, Marlins. That's
Tigers, Marlins. McGonigal, chopper to first. And Rengifo to the bag. 3 ground ball outs for McGill. 4-3 to the 8th.
Every Sunday at Comerica Park is a Chevy Sunday Kids Day. Kids 14 and under can enjoy face painting, free rides, and the chance to run the bases after the game. Don't miss out. Learn more at tigers.com/Sunday.
Finally, a long homestand after the next road trip. The Tigers will be in for the Rangers and the Red Sox. Sunday night baseball will be here with Texas in town. Our Wallside Windows pitching change is to Birch Smith, who was with AAA Toledo to start the year for 10 innings and 4 hits only. And he's greeted by a William Contreras ground ball to short. Birch Smith has been all over the globe playing baseball, and he lands here in Detroit, Johnny.
Yeah, he's well traveled, 36 years old. This is his 6th big league season, but he's pitched internationally, pitched in Japan, he's pitched in Korea. He says he's been to this ballpark a bunch of times, most recently as a Kansas City Royal. He's been in the park but hasn't pitched here a ton. But he said, this is where you want to be. You know, everything I do is try to be at this level and have success. And you guys had a chance to see him in spring. And A.J. Hinch said that was one of the toughest decisions when they got toward the end of camp, you know, that he was close to making the opening day roster, but gives him obviously a right arm coming out of the bullpen, and excited to see him here in the Old English D in the home whites.
Yeah, he's seen time with the Orioles and the Marlins and the Athletics and Giants. He actually was a Milwaukee Brewers second after his time with the Royals that you were talking about, Johnny. And in between that, he was twice a Seibu Lion out in Japan.
Yeah.
He also pitched for the Hanwha Eagles in Korea.
Yeah, he's got KBO familiarity.
Sounds like a great cover band, by the way. KBO familiarity, or a new fragrance. 1-2 is upstairs. 2-2 from Smith to Sanchez.
But Johnny's right. I mean, he looked good in spring training. And he did one of those things. He showed good stuff, but he showed that he would not walk people, could swing and miss. And he did that on that graphic down at Toledo. No walks with 16 strikeouts. Just, you know, the same thing, just showing that he did in spring training. I got good stuff, but I can also throw strikes with it. And the biggest thing you can get is that swing and miss.
Especially against this team, as that tried to hover and just missed on a cutter. 3-2.
You can see that four-seam fastball just with that arm slot that Birch Smith throws with. Got that little uptick to it. He's showing that good 12-6 curveball. Cutter off of it.
Fly ball center field. Vierling straight away. And now a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
2 down, and they're going to hit for Matos. 3 left-handers and a switch hitter on the bench. It'll be Garrett Mitchell, who is in the top 1% in baseball in walk rate and the bottom 2% in strikeout rate. So that 3 true outcomes decade that we saw in Major League Baseball is very fitting for Mitchell, who hits for Matos here in the 8th. We see why. He's taken 2 pitches so far, has not swung as yet. He's taken a 3rd pitch. Tigers will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the home 8th, starting with Gleyber Torres, then the 2 left-handers, Keith and Green. Mitchell has taken 4 straight pitches. So the introduction was proper. 2-2 from Smith. He got him swinging. Burch Smith's debut, perfect in a Tiger uniform. Gleyber Torres trying to start the line in the bottom of the 8th. He'll lead it off against the Brewer bullpen when we come back. Friday nights just got even better at Comerica Park. Join us Friday night party in the park presented by Casamigos. Pre-game food and drink specials, live music, post-game fireworks, and more. Don't miss the fun. Visit tigers.com/party to learn more. Gleyber Torres will face the new pitcher Angel Serpa and his sinker. Gleyber has hit righty sinkers very well in his Tigers tenure. A wall side windows pitching change. Lefty sinkers, though, only 4 for 20 last year. It's our CNL Ward on deck hitter. Jahmai Jones going to get a chance. He'll hit for Colt Keith. 1-1 for Torres. That's a strike. He thought about challenging and double clutched on it.
He did. Looked like he was raising up to that helmet.
Ooh.
Serpa last pitched on Friday. Did surrender the game-tying run in an 8th inning down in Miami.
Foul first base side.
He's a little surprised that, you know, he didn't pitch yet in this series the first time out.
Righties have fared much better against him. That's a take for 2-2 on Torres. Especially on a challenge, especially to try to protect an advantage at bat for you.
And yeah, to try to work a walk, get on base, get a hitter's count. Tigers are familiar with Serpa too, just his days in Kansas City, and they're going to talk about this. Serpa just was shaking, wants a particular pitch. They're going to make sure they're on the same page.
At some point, time runs out on you too in the pitch timer era, and you can't step off with nobody on.
Nope.
Tigers have won 3 times, says Hot Corner, after trailing in the 8th inning. It's tied for the most in Major League Baseball with the Orioles and Reds. And oh boy, Great American Ballpark's going to be a pleasure if that's true. I mean, it's 7-6 in the 4th. Well, now it's 12-8 in the 6th. And now it's 13-12. That's up and out. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers trying to take advantage of the right-handers on the bench. Jones is next. 3-2 from the lefty Serpa. And he clipped it into the glove. Strike 3. There's 1 away.
This came right after him with that 3-2 fastball. Gleyber gets just that slight little piece of it, just with that little extra pop, that little extra jump ride. Just swung right underneath it.
So Jahmai Jones will pinch hit for Keith. He had his first home run of the year over the weekend. A second one would tie the game.
Boy, they go right to that slider, knowing that Jahmai Jones liked to jump on that first pitch. He just seems coming out of his shoes looking for that fastball, trying to jump it right from the beginning. Even after missing, went back to the slider.
Way up and out with a fastball, 2-1 on Jones. Riley Green is next. Two-1. It's a strike. He's not going to challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a good-looking pitch.
It was a strike. 2-2.
You just got that two-seam action to it, that swing back. You can see it kind of just buckling there a little bit, kind of jackknifing. Came back and caught the inside corner.
Pitches like that make batters look like blackjack players who are like, yeah, 12 against us. Yeah, I'll take one. (3-2). It's clipped foul. You know the feeling, right? You got 12, dealer's got a 10. You're like, I know I'm supposed to, but all right, I'll take one. It's king.
Always.
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 Jemai fouls one off his body. He's going to have a moment to let the sting heal. Get him above the knee.
Oh boy.
Maybe right around the knee.
You got that padding down on the ankle and shin area, and it hits right above it.
If you just joined us, the Tigers had the lead 2-0 and 3-1 in this game, but Milwaukee stacked 5 hits and 6 batters in the 7th to take their currently standing 4-3 lead. Jemai gives it a ride, left field, we are tied! And sometimes you get blackjack. There have been so many times this year that the Tigers have had a platoon advantage, moments that they have preyed on for 2 seasons of back-to-back playoff runs. And for whatever reason, it hasn't come up Tigers. But that's one of those moments where you play the percentages for long enough and it'll happen for you.
And sitting around all game just for that moment, just got that at-bat circled. Serpa's coming in. That's the at-bat for Jemai Jones. He knows it. He gets ready for it, and so many times delivers.
Not only did he sit around all day today, he sat around all day yesterday, too.
Exactly, after the first at-bat. That just knows what his job is, and that's to hit that big moment home run right off the bench. Serpa tried to sneak another fastball inside after fouling it off. And he left that one over the plate. He was trying to get it back in there. Jemai Jones just walking that off, too.
What a moment for Jemai Jones as Riley twists that foul.
Yeah, watch where this pitch, they want that inside, and it stays right down the middle. The idea was to try to get it in there. Be a little bit nervous about swinging at it again and fouling it off your left leg. Oh, boy.
Ooh, Riley duck and cover. Look, the other piece of this is, and the Tigers are always ready for the specific pitcher you think you're going to get, but when it's Ashby earlier and then McGill and Anderson, you know they're saving Serpa for the 8th inning. It's going to be his at-bat against Jemai Jones. So Jemai, for a couple of innings, through the way that Pat Murphy had built the chessboard, knows that he is going to hit against Serpa today. He's been locked in on Angel Serpa for innings.
Exactly. Yeah, he knows exactly where in the game that he's coming in.
That's strike 3. You see in the hot corner, Jemai Jones home run, the first game-tying pinch hit homer in the 8th or later in baseball this year.
Boy, look at Sanchez setting up inside, and that one just leaks right into the middle of the plate. They did. They just wanted to try to get him to foul it off his knee again or be a little bit scared about swinging at it. Jemai Jones is way too strong to be intimidated by that.
That's one of those, you know, though, how many times, I know you were on radio and Andy and I were on TV, so we weren't talking about it together on the air in Minneapolis, but how many times Did you feel like the Tigers had some advantage with a left-on-right matchup or something late in Minneapolis, and it just didn't happen all series long for a sweep?
And that's why I just, it's not that easy.
No.
You know, I mean, that's the way the Tigers have built the team to try to get in those situations where they have the platoon advantage and their bench and whatever the bullpen is throwing at you.
Line to shortstop. Ortiz makes the catch.
But it's not that easy to do what Jahmai Jones just did to tie this game up.
To the 9th we go. Top of the 9th inning at Comerica Park. The rubber match has come down to the wire. Riley Green a home run in the first. Jahmai Jones a homer in the 8th. And in between those bookend long balls was a 3-run 7th inning to knock Tarek Skubal out of the game. And here we are in the 9th inning with Sal Frelick grabbing a bat after his lengthy affair in the batter's box against Kenley Jansen last night. First one to him is a strike. And Birch Smith, the newest Tiger in the bullpen. Well, the Brewers had Abner Uribe up, getting ready to possibly close the game. We'll see how they handle the remainder of this, as that is into center field, a base hit. The hope would be the Tigers have a chance in a tie game to walk it off in the home ninth, but Milwaukee may have other ideas.
Right, with you want to walk it off. No chance for Kenley Jansen to save it after throwing, what, 36 pitches last night.
So Brant Herter is up in the Tigers' pen. Rengifo is the batter.
They're going to be crashing again.
He is the 7 hitter. You'd be bunting to get to 8, but I agree with you that anybody can bunt in this order.
Right. That's why, again, McGonigal has just been on that infield grass and creeping right as soon as the pitcher goes into his delivery.
Rengifo looked like he wanted to challenge that pitch, and he was late on it. It got waved off by the plate umpire, Gabe Morales, and it was going to be a ball, it seemed, based on the box on the screen. Fades outside. Birch is not happy with himself. It's a ball and a strike. Rengifo wanted to challenge this.
Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah, where did that come? Almost looked like he was looking for help.
Can't do that. Bunt third base side. McGonigal actually had a play at second base, maybe. It was a late start for Frelick from first, but you'll take the out at first base, and it moves Frelick to second. Boy, it would have been chancy, Dan, but he might have.
I mean, that's one of the other reasons why he's there at third base and crashing. But it's probably just got to be bunted really, really hard to him. That's dead and pretty good.
Yeah, it's the right choice.
And then they're gonna. Joey Ortiz is gonna bunt if he's safe, and then you got second and third, and yeah, you
Correct.
Just make sure you get that out.
But Frelick did not get the best jump from first there. First one. Ball 1. Ortiz was part of that 5-hit 7th inning.
Get locked back in here. Been making too good of pitches the whole time you've been out there. Go after this right-hander.
He did. That was high. And no challenge.
Yeah. I thought it was a ball right out of hand. Yeah.
If I'm an umpire, I'm kind of happy with the way this has gone in Major League Baseball, because hitters have less of a concept of the strike zone than they always claimed to, by looking back at umpires and wondering and questioning, and now they have ammo and they just haven't used it as much as they should have. Now the batters would say back, well, that wasn't a strike, you should call it a ball. But again, it's a tough job to know the strike zone from where they're standing. 3-1. That's ball 4. So now you got Hamilton, who's just been a machine with like a baseball bat that's a hybrid bat and ping pong paddle in the series. Every angle, every massé shot, everything you've needed from Hamilton.
And can control that bat just like the rest of that Brewers lineup.
2 on, 1 out when we come back.
Kraft mac and cheese is...
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is presented by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers and by Figer Law. All we do is win. Jahmai Jones' home run to tie the game in a pinch hit roll in the 8th inning has given the Tigers some life. Brant Herter, our wall side windows pitching change. He'll go left on left against the speedster David Hamilton, who's 6 for 11 with 6 singles in the series.
Herter's really been throwing well. Seems like he's locked in, has that control back, hitting all of his spots.
And he's ahead here 0-1.
Coming off a good outing in Boston. Throwing that good sinker right there for strike 1. Will also break out that sweeper to the lefties.
Oh, 0-1. Hamilton takes a breaking ball that's called inside, 1-1. It was by a hair. Milwaukee 1 challenge remaining. The Tigers have 2. You do get 1 in each extra inning if you don't have one when that inning starts. Two balls and a strike to Hamilton, who came over in the offseason from the Red Sox. Chopper up the middle, right at the bag. Easy does it, double play.
Could you ask for anything better? I mean, Javi Baez is standing right on the bag, catch and throw.
What could have been for Milwaukee.
Daniela Bruce and Andy Dirks bringing you Tigers postgame. As soon as this game goes final, a big swing from Jahmai Jones in the 8th has things even at 4 apiece. A back-and-forth game. Andy, what have you thought through the first 8.5?
This is a classic matchup against a team that can hit the long ball versus a team that plays small ball. I'm excited to see how this ends up, because when you got 2 different brands of baseball clashing, you never know, but I think I know who's got the edge.
All right, and Andy and I had our lucky nachos over here, so that might be a new thing moving forward, guys. But we love it. Excited to see how this one ends.
You know what? We will see. Whatever you got to do to try and get a victory, as Abner Uribe, the hard-throwing right-hander, enters. He is the 5th reliever for Milwaukee, and now a beleaguered bullpen that is close to out of options. There's a challenge. It's ball 1 or strike 1. It's an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Milwaukee has a challenge remaining.
The pitch is a strike. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
But you were talking about how tough it is. I mean, the movement and the velocity, and these umpires looking over a catcher to try to get all those calls correct. That's a tough job, and that's why. But that looked good live from our angle. That center field camel looks like a really good pitch.
And it was for strike 1 to Vierling. Long hold, strike 2.
Talk about dot in the eye. Just right there.
Wall side windows pitching change again for Pat Murphy, the reigning two-time National League Manager of the Year. The options are dwindling in that bullpen for Milwaukee.
They sure seem like it.
That slider needs an exorcism.
Yeah, that slider, especially to right-handers, Uribe has been really tough. He's going to throw that slider to those right-handers, and right-handers have yet to get a hit against that slider. And overall, opponents are just hitting 133 against that slider. You can see what a tough at-bat, but my goodness, the first two pitches were just completely perfect.
One down for Torque. It's a bullet strike at 100.
Boy, look at the whip in that arm. Just takes that ball way behind his back and gets that big whipping action, cutting right across that ball to get that side spin on it, to get that horizontal run.
So just saying, Uribe has thrown at the most 22 pitches this year. So even if he puts up a 0 here in the 9th, if the Tigers can do some work raising the pitch count, you'd wonder if he could come back out. He's only gotten more than 3 outs one time. That was throwing the 7th into the 8th in Kansas City back in early April. That sailed on him, and that was in game 1 of a doubleheader, so they needed a little bit extra. A walk here, and who knows?
And just put some pressure on him. Get somebody out there, and now you're going to flip over and get a left-hander up, but a couple other arms out there. They've been well used, and don't know if they'd be called upon or could be completely down.
Torque bashes it left field and out of here. A Torque bomb sends everyone home happy, and it's 2024 all over again. May of 24, his first home run. The next night against the Marlins, a game-winning home run in the 8th inning. They come in bunches, and it's 5-4 for a series win.
And all it took was just last night, just getting that first one, making himself feel good again, and they're going to come in bunches, and what a swing he put on it. Got that slider that a right-hander has not gotten a hit off of yet this year, but that one spun right over the plate. Torque just kept that same approach, just lines that into the bullpen. Look at that one just spinning, saying, hit me, hit me, hit me. Nice short swing. Ooh, look at that Tiger dugout erupt. It's getting awfully close to that old pizza target out there, too.
Oh, he's taking aim. Spencer Torkelson wins it with his first career walk-off home run. Remember last year he had the walk-off in the opening series against the White Sox. Spencer is with Johnny King.
So that was unbelievable. You smell like baby powder.
I probably look like baby powder too, but I don't care. That was awesome.
That's your first career walk-off bomb. What's the sensation like right now? What's going through your mind?
Pretty incredible. That's an unbelievable feeling, but that doesn't happen without Jammer's homer, without Greeny's homer, without Holden coming in, Herder coming in right there, getting a double play ball. But yeah, that was awesome.
Did you ever envision, I mean, we were just talking less than 24 hours ago when you put one out yesterday in a big spot, to be able to come back a day later, and do it for your team. Like, How satisfying is it as a ball player who's grinding every day?
That's what it's all about. You just got to be ready for the moment.
You ready for that moment?
Gratifying.
Are you ready for that moment?
I was ready. I was ready for that moment.
You mentioned about obviously the Jahmai Jones coming in that pinch hit situation. Just describe the grit of this group in situations like that, knowing you need a big swing and then being able to come through even in late innings.
Yeah, it's huge. It's just it's staying locked in, being ready for your moment, and attacking it. And that's what Jammer did right there, and that's what I did.
Very good. Well, you look great. We'll let you get showered off, but congratulations on a great performance.
Thanks so much.
Very good. Spencer Torkelson, unbelievable. Benetti, you just never know when you come to the yard.
You never know. With this team especially, Spencer Torkelson walks it off, Peaches.
You know what? And so just like Tork gives credit to Jahmai Jones with the big pinch hit home run, and then Brant Herter coming in and just couldn't ask for a better play, that double play. And then Spencer Torkelson, I thought it was a breaking ball. It was a sinker at the top of the zone that he ends up hammering out. That thing has been up in the upper 90s. He's at 100 in this game, and Tork doesn't miss it.
What a beautiful day that ends.
Oh, what a feeling.
And Spencer Torkelson bringing what A.J. Hinch said to life, that once he hits the first one, hopefully it puts him on a roll.
And he said he was going to stay with them and not get nervous about the performance so far, and because he stays with them, everything is paying off for A.J. Hinch by leaving him in the lineup, and 2 home runs in 2 nights.
It came in at 99 miles an hour. It left even faster off Tork's bat. The Tigers are drenched in victory. 5-4 the final score. Pure Auto postgame is next.
At the micro